Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today I am going to be doing the 25 bookish facts about me. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, I think that's what it's called. So yeah, I have them all written down in my notebook. So let's just start. So the first bookish fact is that I have only ever finished 2 books that were assigned to me in school. The rest of them I either spark noted or just kind of with a wing and a prayer hoped that I passed or whatever, because I didn't like them, so I stopped reading them. Fact number 2 is I take the dust jackets off of every single hardcover that I read. I hate reading it with a dust jacket. It's like you flip it open, and actually I'll show you. It's like, so you have a book and then you flip it open and then you're trying to read and it's sliding and it's just uncomfortable and it sucks, so I take them off. They're so annoying. Fact number 3 is that I fell in love with reading while reading an ebook. So when I read the Mortal Instruments series, which is pretty much the series that got me into reading, I had a Nook and I read almost every single one of them. Actually no, I read every single one of them on my e-reader, so I didn't even have a physical book when I fell in love with reading. Fact number 4, I have never read Harry Potter. People will know this if you watched my BookTube newbie tag. I've never read Harry Potter. I plan to. I haven't done it yet. Fact number 5 is my favorite fairy tale is Little Red Riding Hood. When I was little and I stayed with my grandma always used to not read it to me because she kind of knew it, but she would tell me the story. And thinking about it now, it's kind of funny that it's my favorite and my grandma was telling it to me because, you know, well, grandma, all that. But yeah, that's my favorite fairy tale. Fact number 6, I hate mass market paperbacks. They can go die in a hole. Hate them. They suck. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Number 7 is I lend out my books, but I only lend them out to those who I know will, number 1, return them, and number 2, knows exactly how I like my books. I once, my best friend, Brianna, hi Brianna if you're watching, probably are, she freaked out because she was reading A Court of Thorns and Roses. I lent it to her, and the chapter headers have this pattern. Here, I'll focus it. So it has this pattern of like thorns on it. She freaked out because she thought her sister had wrote on the book. Thankfully she didn't, and it was all good. And then another time I lent out a book to a girl and she never returned it. Number 8 is reading multiple books at a time while I still do it is extremely stressful to me, because I'm like reading one and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna read 100 pages of this, or I'm just gonna read a certain number of pages or parts on this book and then I'm gonna switch over. But I'm like, but I really like this one, but I want to read another one. Yeah, it's stressful. Number 9 is I used to be able to listen to any kind of music when I read, like when I first read like the Mortal Instruments and stuff, and like the first times when I was like 12, I could listen to any music. It just became background noise. I did not hear it. Now I either need complete silence or I can listen to instrumental music. If not, I can barely focus. I can read, sort of. I do it, but it takes me a heck of a lot longer to read something, and I'll find myself like rereading because I didn't register what I just read. Number 10 is that when I read a book, it plays like a movie in my head. Everything just plays like a movie in my head. But when I try and remember a scene that I read, everything plays the same except the people have no faces. I don't know why. Maybe it's because my brain doesn't remember physical features like eye color and eye shape and nose and all that. But I know their bodies are fine. Their faces are blank. It's very strange. I hope I'm not the only one that happens to, because that would be kind of weird. My mom's gonna laugh at this one. So number 11 is I hate Jane Eyre. I know everybody like raves about it and loves it. Hated it. Had to read it for school. Didn't finish it. Had no interest in finishing it. It sucked. Fact number 12 is that one day I want to be a published author. I am working on a book. And by working, I mean like I have like 30,000 words and haven't continued because I did it during NaNoWriMo, but it'll happen eventually. I just haven't gone back to it. Number 13 is I take my books everywhere. literally everywhere. Even if there's zero chance that I'm actually going to be reading it, I will take it with me, because you never know. So just in case. I'll take it to like the grocery store, or I'll take it to like a family function where I know I'm not going to be reading it, but I still bring it with me, because you never know. Fact number 14 is that I love to annotate and write in my books. There's something therapeutic about it. I love it. It's like I'm communicating with the characters. Fact number 15 is that I love fantasy. It's my favorite genre, which comes to no surprise, really, to anybody who's watched any of the videos. It's always about fantasy. Number 16. I hate using anything other than an actual bookmark to mark my page. Like, it irritates me. Don't know why. I know people can like just use a receipt and put it in. People can just use a piece of paper and put it in. Like, no, it has to be an actual designated bookmark. I also change out my bookmarks every time that I read a new book. So if I finish a book, I'm like, okay, this bookmark goes back, and I pick a bookmark that's more suitable for said book. It makes me so happy. Fact number 17, I am an unbelievably slow reader. Like, maybe some people are slower than me, but I always feel like I'm such a slow reader. Like, I think I can read 30, maybe 40 pages in an hour, when I know people who can read like 80 to 100 pages in an hour, but I cannot. Maybe I'll get better at it, who knows? But at the moment, I can only read 30 to 40 pages an hour, somewhere around there. Number 18 is I absolutely love to get a cup of tea, get cozy with a blanket, and read, but I almost never do. I'll get cozy because I more than likely read in my bed. So I'll get like under the covers, I'll get everything set up, but sometimes I can't be bothered to make a cup of tea. I don't want to, so I don't. But I do love reading with a cup of tea and getting all cozy. Fact number 19. And people, I don't know if they're gonna get mad at me for this, but I don't really like audiobooks. I appreciate that I can read more books when I am reading an audiobook, but all of the books that I have read on audio, I like them, but they're not as good as they could be. Maybe that's just my picking of the audiobook that I'm reading, but no, I don't particularly like them. I will continue to probably still read through audiobooks because, like I said, I enjoy the fact that I can read more books because I'm reading an audiobook, because I can read it or listen to it while I'm doing other things, but it's not the most enjoyable, nor have I found any like favorites because I read it on the audiobook. Fact number 20 is I find that checking out books from the library is extremely stressful because, like I said, I'm a slow reader and I have other things to do most of the time. So if I check a book out, I'll probably get maybe halfway through, or I won't even start it because I have so many other things to do. And so I would have to return it. It's just super stressful to me. Like, I can't, it's not enjoyable. I wish I could like read super fast and I can like check books out from the library and I'm good, but I can't. Fact number 21 is that my Goodreads goal for this year is 100 books, which is kind of intimidating because I have never met my Goodreads goal, and it's almost always 50. But you know what? I said I'm gonna do it this year. I'm gonna read 100 books. Probably won't, but I said I would. So here we are with my goal at 100 books. I think I've read 11 so far, and it's March 3rd when I'm filming this. So we'll see. Fact number 22 is I don't really like contemporary books. And I know I said that I'm like implementing reading more contemporary books and historical fiction because I don't read that stuff, but there's something about, I don't want to read about somebody doing things I could do. I don't know why, I just don't. I find it boring. I mean, and that's not to say that there aren't contemporary books that I enjoy, but it's, number one, not what I first reach for when I'm looking for a book. And number two, most of the time it's not enjoyable to me. So I'm like, I don't know. Fact number 23 is I am an English literature major. Fact number 24 is I don't really have a preference between paperback or hardback books. I used to, and I think I used to only like hardback books, but I think now I'll read either, but because I prefer the look of a hardback book, I prefer the look of a hardback book, but it depends on the book and the size of the book, but I do like reading the paperback because it's just, it feels better, like it holding it isn't awkward to my hand, but I don't really have a preference between the two. It just depends, really. Fact number 25, we finally got there. Fact number 25 is that 75 to 80% of the books that I own are because of BookTube. Either because I saw it in someone's book haul and I thought it was good, saw it in someone's wrap-up and I was like, oh, they really liked it, I need to read that now, or a recommendations video. Most of my books are because of that. Some of them are because I'm like on Book Outlet or Barnes & Nobles and I'm like scrolling through the books and I'm like, oh, I like that cover, I'm gonna click on it and see what the heck it's about. Or I like that title, I'm gonna see what it's about, and then I'm like, oh, that's intriguing to me, but I don't really see it talked about on BookTube. Okay, so those are the 25 bookish facts about me. Do you share any of these? I'd love to know in the comments below. That would be great. If you like this video, give it a like, and if you're new here, or if you're returning and just haven't subscribed yet, I would really appreciate it if you would subscribe. Thanks. Bye!